The event that killed millions, the Black Death. Origin and global pathogenesis. The organism responsible for this biological catastrophe is the Yersinia pestis bacterium, which resides in rodents in the steppes of Central Asia. The disease's spread to the West occurred via the commercial activity facilitated by the Mongol Empire, particularly along the Silk Road. A critical breaking point was the Siege of Kaffa in 1347, where infected corpses were allegedly used. Fleeing Genoese merchants carried the disease to Mediterranean ports, enabling its rapid spread into the heart of Europe. 2. Clinical manifestations and medical failure. The most common form of the plague was the bubonic plague, characterized by severe swellings in the lymph nodes, known as buboes. Medieval medicine was completely helpless against this horror. The belief that the disease spread via the miasma theory, foul air, prevented the development of effective treatments. Even the famous Mask of the Plague Doctors became a mere symbol of this helplessness. 3. Social disintegration and religious reaction. Mass deaths rapidly collapsed the social order. Family bonds broke, and mass graves became the only reality in cities. Institutional trust in the church was shaken. Those who viewed the plague as God's wrath spurred fanatic movements like the Flagellants. However, the most tragic consequence was the search for a scapegoat fueled by despair in this chaotic environment. Jewish communities were subjected to brutal massacres based on false accusations. 4. The economic revolution. End of feudalism. The Black Death's deepest and most lasting impact was a change in the economic paradigm. The sharp decline in the population led to an immense labor shortage, particularly in the agricultural and artisan sectors. The surviving peasants gained an unprecedented historical bargaining power due to the scarcity. They could now demand higher wages and better conditions from landowners. This situation shattered the economic foundation of the centuries-old feudal system and serfdom, making labor more valuable than land. V. Wealth dynamics and the emergence of a new class. The epidemic also created a massive wealth transfer. A new class of merchants and artisans who were enriched through inheritances emerged. This new accumulation of capital and the self-confidence derived from surviving the ordeal increased social mobility. The rise of this class counterbalanced some of the traditional aristocratic power. The importance of money and trade created a counterbalance to the hierarchical structure of the Middle Ages, accelerating the transition towards proto-capitalist relationships based on commerce. 6. Cultural impact and the catalyst for Renaissance in the intellectual sphere. The shaking of the Church's authority accelerated the rise of humanism, a movement that focused on the individual and worldly achievement. The plague served as a force catalyst, preparing the cultural and economic ground for the Renaissance. In art, the theme of the Danse Macabre, Dance of Death, became widespread. This motif emphasized the universality of death, portraying it as an equalizer that abolished social class distinctions. 7. Conclusion. A transformative legacy despite being catastrophe. The Black Death served as a necessary catalyst in shaping the social, economic, and cultural structure of modern Europe. Its legacy is not just a demographic loss, but also the realization of the value of labor and the importance of individual freedom in the face of adversity. Now, if you had lived during the time of the Black Death, what solution would you have sought?